Good morning, everyone. It's me, Yuri again. Let me know if the stream is going well, and let's start coding. Is everything all right? Do you see me? Can you hear me? Just tell me something. I think it should be working for me. 10 out of 10. All right. I think 10 out of 10 with the keyword for being I. I don't know. Anyway, let's get going. I know it's morning, it's hard to type anything into the chat window. Let's get started. So I have a daily routine of going to the awards website, and I usually pick some winners or nominates from this website. So this time I'm gonna switch the window now. Yay! Okay, so this time I picked this website because I didn't do anything, haven't done anything with the 3D objects, and I really like the interaction here. So you can mouse over the object. Let me put a chat into the separate window so I can read all your replies, even when I hide it. Kinda delay? Delay with what? You mean delay of the video or something with sync video and sound? Really like that? Oh fuck. Just let me figure out how to fix it. I'll try to fix it right now so we don't have it in future. I have no idea why this is happening at all. Boom, 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 boom. Just bear with me for a minute. You can see the website in the meanwhile. Because last Saturday I had a talk on some conference and I needed to change some settings, and probably I broke something in my streaming. I wonder what is happening. Hey. Thanks guys, by the way, for letting me know about this delay. You never know what could go wrong with this streaming, you know? It's too many technologies involved at the same time. Something is usually breaking down. How to fix it? I'll try to fix it right now so we don't have it. So sounds go first now and the video goes second. Now it should be good. Now it should be good. Is the sound in sync now? Sound in sync now? Yeah, I think it's in sync now, right? And it's all synced to my lips, right? It's all good? Now good. Perfect. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, I didn't change anything. I just turned it off and turned it on my streaming software. This is the only thing that I did. What the... This is life. You just have to turn it off and turn it on sometimes. All right. So let's get back to business. Let's get back to business. Alrighty. So I'm gonna break down this website today. Yes, I'm in quarantine, staying at home and being able to stream right now. Yeah, this is the reason. Well, I hope you're all staying home too. Sounds like this is a safe kind of behavior right now. So let's do it. Let's do this. Okay, so first of all, obviously they have some object, and then when you press the mouse, you have this nice transition. And even after that, you can do these things. And it's like a couple of different objects here, really, right? They all look quite different. So let's try to implement kind of script where you can change the stuff and you can make transition, and when you can press the mouse and you can sort of put this skull in the water or behind some surface. Let's get to it. So first of all, I'm gonna create the folder. I'll call it skull. And then I'm gonna use my 3JS template. It's just kind of a scaffolding so I don't waste time writing all those dump cameras, renderers, which are always the same. Actually, any basic 3JS template would do just fine. It doesn't really matter what you use here. Just needed some settings. And then I'm gonna go to my skull, and then I can open it up in a Sublime. Yeah, just have the basic HTML. I have the basic JavaScript. I don't need this HTML here anymore. And I can just start it all with a parcel. I'll make it bigger. I'm gonna make the code look huge on my screen. No, it's not Pixie, I think it's 3JS. This is used to be easy to find out if it's 3JS. You just open a console log and you see 3 WebGL renderer, and that's it. This is a 3JS. Easy peasy. Okay. So. Where I was. I just started my template. I should see something. Yeah, I immediately see something. I needed to add, previously I needed to add these container stuff and link the JavaScript. I just added it from the beginning into my HTML. So now I can see the full screen canvas with the thing, and I can probably change something in a fragment shader, which I've done dozens of times. So now it's red. Template files. I already showed them in the previous streams. This is just the basic setup of a 3JS camera and renderer. And then, I don't know, this is resize function. This code is useless. We don't need this. We don't need this too. So this is just simplest resize function. Then I'm just adding simple shader material with the shaders. And that's it. Now it's just request animation frame. Just 100 lines of code. Okay. Let's start with this skull. Okay, 3D obj skull. I need some kind of object. You can see that this link is visited already, because we have lots of those. I think this one would be just fine. Okay, is it downloading? Okay. Okay, I have the skull option now. I'll put it into the model folder here. It's 2.5 megabytes, by the way. I think we can do better than that. I think this should be GLTF online converter. I don't like this. Maybe the next one. Yeah, I can choose the skull model just to see how much of a compression we can get from the GLTF. And what I want is a G. What I want is I want opt to GLTF actually. Opt to GLP. Yeah, this is what I want. And let's try to convert it to the GLTF format, and we'll have just 800 kilobytes. Okay, I'll just save it for future. Maybe we'll change the file later on our development. But this is just the basic kind of optimization you can get from the opt file converting to the binary GLB file. Obviously, binary files are better because opt is actually kind of text file. If you open it up, it might take some time to open it up in the Sublime, but it's just, you know, all the vertices listed as a text. Alrighty, now I need a 3JS opt renderer. 3JS opt, not renderer, but loader. Loader should be some example which I can just copy paste. Opt loader. There's some example, but I just need to know the name of the loader. So in my template, I think I already have a commented line about the GLTF loader, so I can just uncomment it and make it opt loader. Opt loader, yeah, I think this is right. Yeah. So now I have the opt loader. The next thing I need to initiate it, like yeah, like something like this. Yeah, maybe later on. I still have it here, so I just want to see the difference, and if there's any between those two formats. There shouldn't be by design, but there might be. But I'll start with a simple opt loader. So I'm gonna initiate it somewhere here. This loader is an opt loader manager. And then I think I can, at this point, I can just use this snippet and load everything. So after I created the scene, the events, and all the stuff, well, maybe I can even add it right here already because the scene is already in place. So I need the URL for the model. I'm gonna import skull from model skull opt. This is just so I get the URL in the parcel, because parcel builds and compiles everything I do here. So I can just link, it's not just a server, I should import all the objects. This should be fine. So once the object is loaded, I'm just adding it to my scene, and the scene should be this scene, and this function I can do an arrow function just so I don't need to cope with all those context stuff. And here we go, we have a skull here. It's not really looking good yet. But why it's not looking good, by the way? You have any ideas? I think I know the reason, and I'd like to investigate a bit about that, into that. And if we just console log what we are using here, we'll see that it's a group, and this group has 1 children. and this children is a mesh, and this mesh is of mesh font material type. It means it needs lightning. Well, I don't like that I need lightning because I kind of want to avoid lightning at this particular stream. Yeah, I hate it. I hate lightning. And that's why what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create this mesh, and it's gonna be equal object children 0, because it only have one child. And then I don't know what's wrong with this indent. Okay, and then I can add this mesh here, and then I can also change some properties of this mesh, probably. Yeah, it's this mesh, and it's mesh from material. Now I already have some kind of material here. It's called this material, and I instantiate it in the add objects function. So maybe I should move this loader a bit below after I create objects, after I create the material. So now I can do this mesh equals this material, not this mesh, but this mesh material. And let's see what's gonna happen. Well, it's obviously turned red because I'm only making it red, but I can use VUV here, for example. And now we have the UVs for the skull. Well, I don't know why we would need that, but we have it. And then also, obviously, this skull is meant to be on a table or something, on some kind of surface. I don't need this in my animation, so I guess I need to do some rotation. This mesh rotation y equals p, and it looks like it's gotta be p divided by 4, like 45 degrees. Let's try it out. Yeah, this is the wrong axis. Maybe z. This is wrong again. All right, it should be x. Yeah, now so the skull is now like facing the viewer. Just look kind of nice. We also have this, still have this debug, this plane stuff, which I have in my template by default. So okay, now we have the skull. Next thing I'd like to do, I want to make it look good. Obviously, for it to look good, I need to either put lights or use some normals. Well, first of all, I need the normal. I can go to the vertex shader, and I will create variant called v normal. It's gonna be v3, v normal. I kind of also need v position here, so v normal is gonna be equal just the usual normal because we have it from the obj file, and then the position is going to be equal just the position. So now I can visualize this stuff in my fragment shader, and let's see how it looks like. Instead of 3 coordinates, I can just use v normal probably, and something already broke, which is what? V normal. It's like a reminder to me that I've been stuttering a lot. Yes, now we have those normals, which are just, you know, the vectors pointing from the surface at the 90 degrees angle. Already looks kind of good, right? But that's not what I'm heading to. So the next thing I want to do, I want to use matcaps. So I want to just find some matcap, like this one. This looks good to me. So let's try to see what we can get out of this small JPEG image here. Create the image folder, create the matcap, and then I'm gonna need to import it back in my JavaScript again. From what? From image matcap JPEG. Now I have this matcap. Now, if I remember correctly, there's a mesh matcap material 3js matcap material. There we go, and it has a property matcap. Matcap, yeah, it's just a texture. So let's try it out. So instead of using this material that's already created, I can just override it, and I'll just do new 3 mesh matcap material, and it's here as a matcap. I'm gonna use new 3. I need to load this texture. Matcap. And what do you think we're gonna see now? Well, fingers crossed. Well, not this one, not yet. Where's my demo? Oh yeah, I have some mistakes in my code because yes, I don't need this here. Yeah, now we see the shiny, one of the shiniest skulls I ever saw. So there we go. Simple as that. You can use actually any kind of matcap here. There's lots of those. Maybe this one. I wonder how the skull would look like with this one. You can play a lot with that. I'm gonna stop with this. Maybe I think I like this one also. So I'll call it this matcap 1, and yeah, and that one's gonna be matcap 0, something like that, probably. So I'll just try to play a little bit. I'm curious myself. I never tried these particular ones. So it's this one first. Shiny, orangey, or I don't know what's yellow, brownish skull. And then we can try the last one, which I'm interested more than any other. Ooh, this is beautiful. I like that. Okay. All right. What should we do next? Let's just go to the sources. I kind of need to implement matcaps in my shader material, so I'm gonna try to do that. And how do I go about that? So instead of using the mesh matcap material, I'm gonna use still default material. I'm gonna use the texture of the matcap in my shader material. Right here, it's gonna be type T, and it's gonna be matcap. And I need to set it here. Then, to use matcaps, I think I need the vector pointing from the camera to the surface, and then I need the normal vector at the surface. To do that, I want to go to 3js GitHub repo, renderers, shaders, I think shader lib. Yeah, and there we go. We have those materials here. And then what I need to do, I need to use the I need to see both of them. Is anything special? So there we have a transformed normal, and we also have these lines of code. That's what I need here. So I'm gonna do the transformed position of the object, which is equal let me first copy paste this code while I have it in buffer. Okay, which is just equal to this. So then I will need another view. This is the vector pointing from camera to the object, which is gonna be view equals normalized version of the view. I think it should be with a minus because it's just pointing the back. I don't know. And then transformed XYZ here. And this is, by the way, should be a 4-dimensional vector. Yeah. I'll just multiply here by transformed, and it should be, everything should be still in place. Nothing should have changed, but it did, because why? Normalize, because it's not normalized, it's just normalized, right? Still some mistakes in the code. VUV syntax error, because why? 65. Yeah, because I forgot the, yeah, obviously. Still not good. What the hell? Made a lot of mistakes. VView position undeclared identifier. Yeah, because I put some code here, and I'll call it view, just like I just call it view. So here we go. We just calculate the UVs depending on the view and the normal vector. So this is a normal vector, by the way. I should change it. It's been normalized here too, so I didn't need to normalize it there, but anyway. Yeah, so now it's all good. It's still working kind of good. And the last thing that is left is actually to calculate the texture, to put the texture. And I don't know, like for, how do I call it, color, texture 2D. And here we're going to use the matcap and those newly calculated UVs. And now I can try to put it here, and let's see. It's not working yet because I don't know, something is wrong probably. So I have this varying view. I have all the calculation in place. View. I need to calculate it from. Something is wrong. Exactly. Okay, because I'm overriding here. This is a mistake I already did a lot of times. Yeah, so here we go. Now we have the matcap. It's not exactly like the material yet, because we need to, you know, we need to also account for the rotations and all the stuff of the vector, but it's there. And for now, it's good enough for me. Not gonna go in detail how to make it look more beautiful. It's good enough for me. So let's use this kind of skull for now. I think it might be even better without the matcap by default. So yeah, let's get back to the original animations we're trying to recreate. First of all, I need to put some plane to make my skull look like it's under the surface of the water or something. To do that, I'll bring back my plane. It's actually quite easy to do this kind of effect. I don't need all this stuff. I can use this stuff. So, boom, 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 boom. And by the way, we could see the wireframe of the skull. Look kind of cool. All right, so I'll get back my plane. I'll make it bigger than that. Also, instead of this shader material, because it's not being shady as being shaded just as the skull shaded, I'm gonna create new 3 mesh basic material. Just color it. Yeah, this color looks good to me. So now there's a plane. Yeah, you can barely see it. It's a bit lighter than the surface. And now it's already been separated. Maybe I just put some color which is a bit different, like this. Now we can see that the skull is being cut off. And what I can make to make it look more cut off, what I can do here is just to move, which is at Z, probably 0.5. Now it's being deeper onto the surface, maybe 0.8. It's too much. 7. Yeah, it's good enough. Now I kind of want to, on mouse down, I want it to move forward, and on mouse up, I want it to move down. I'm going to just create this one, create the mouse method, document body. Add event listener. It's going to be mouse down. Something here, and it's going to be mouse up here. I will need JSUB, probably have it imported here, but with the JSUB 3 it's different. And here I need to run this mouse function. So when I have this mesh, so what I want to do here is this mesh position, duration is going to be 1 second, and the value is going to be I don't know, 0.5. It's like Z 0.5, and the same but different here. So I'm gonna animate mesh position on mouse down, and I'm gonna animate it back when the mouse is up. Let's try to see what it looks like. Yeah, it's actually exactly what I was expecting it to look like. So it's just, this kind of effect is really simple to do. I think I'll command the mouse for a moment, and also command my this plane, this cutting plane, to see the whole thing here. Now I need to make this amazing transition between two matcaps, or between the lightning and the matcap. I kind of also want to introduce the lightning here. So if I have the normal vector and I have it in my fragment shader right now, I can calculate the diffusion lightning, the simplest one, and it's going to be float diffusion equals dot product between V normal and normalize free, something like that. And I want to see what it looks like real fast. Diff 0. Yeah, it's just the simplest kind of lighting my skull from one side. Maybe I could do it a bit better. Not like this. I kind of want to make it look a bit more beautiful. Yeah, now I can do the same, but different from the other side. And now I should multiply this because it's been overlighted. Yeah, so you don't really need matcaps sometimes. You can just do a simple diffusion lighting and it already looks kind of cool. I think I might also do absolute here. So now it's symmetric. Yeah, this skull looks kind of like a doomsday skull, I don't know. So we have two colors. I have this diffusion lighting, and then I have this color, and maybe if I change the matcap it's gonna be different. I kind of want to make it more bright, so I want to use the matcap 1, I think. the orange skull, yeah. So I want the transition to be more dramatic, you know. Next thing I need to do, I need the noise function, JLSL noise function. It's quite easy to find. Google. I need the 3D noise function. 3D noise. Yeah, I think this is one. Can use here. Just copy paste it to my fragment shader. Now inside the fragment shader I still have the phi position, so now I can calculate the noise function. So float noise equals its noise, C noise, and then it was using vec4. Well, I don't like this. How is it 3D if it's using the 4-dimensional vector? I think I'd rather use the previous one, which is a real 3D. Might not make any difference, but just for the sake of clarity. Alright, so I'm going to use noise. I'm going to use it on V position because it's a 3-dimensional vector. And well, should be some kind of value, and I need to see this value. Let's try to see it on our skull. Well, I think it's too big, so maybe I should multiply this by 10. Yeah. So now we have this noise value. I think also this noise function runs from -1 to 1. So to make it to the 0-1 range, I'll just do this. Yeah, so it looks much better, looks like a Perlin noise. Now what I can do, I can calculate the float step, and it's going to be a smooth step between all those values, which is going to be what? Something small, maybe like this. And then this nice function. And then I want to see how this step look like. Okay, maybe the range is not quite correct. So to make it better, I'm going to add some kind of progress here, probably. I already have the uniform of the progress here. It's just a number. I need to instantiate my settings here, which are somewhere here. It's gonna be progress. Kind of want it to be from -1 to 1. Oh, from Australia. You never know. This is freaking far. What time is it now in Australia? Is it like a night already? I mean, still night. Still the evening, probably. All right. So yeah, I'm changing the progress between -1 and 1 here now, and I was adding progress to my noise function. So where is it? It was right here. So this noise, this runs from 0 to 1. When I'm adding this, it's going to run from 1 to 2, probably. Let's see how it looks like. It doesn't change anything because I'm not setting it yet in my request animation frame. That's where progress. I have to set this uniform. Now what's wrong? This set in progress, material value. Value of undefined. Maybe I didn't declare it in my my uniforms. Now you see this. When I change the progress, kind of see this. If I'm gonna remove the this is a smooth step. We've seen this smooth step. To see the real noise change, just gonna get brighter. It's darker, or just plain white or plain black. But with the smooth step, we're just taking the edge of this function. So we can do these. And these I really like. We kind of wanna, maybe we can subtract v position z here and see what's gonna happen. So now the shading comes from the, see, from one side. It's beautiful. It doesn't go all the way back, but I don't really need that for now. So now we could use this step to mix two colors. So let's create the final, which is going to be equal the mix between the diffusion lightning, which is diff, and the color, which I calculated here is a matcap color. And I'm going to use step to move between those two. I'm going to set the final color here. Now we see this cool animation. What I also want to do in one of my previous streams, I kind of came up with this beautiful animation. IQ palettes. I was using the palettes from the Inijo Quiles. I think this is the correct pronunciation. And which one I want to use today? I don't know. With this one. So I'm gonna declare it first here. Ouch. A, B, C, D. And then the actual formula is like this. I'm gonna recalculate it somewhere here. So I'm gonna make it free animated color equals A plus B multiplied by cosine from 2 multiplied by 3. Yes, I remember the number. C multiplied by T, and instead of T, kind of want to use my diffusion lightning here. And let's see what the animated color brings us here. I want to spice it up a little. I still have syntax error probably. 218, which is what? Final. Oh, because I forgot the, yeah. Now we have this, which looks kind of beautiful, but I think it might be better if I add some time here. It's too fast. Then maybe I could multiply this by 10 or something. It's too much. That looks kind of good now. Kind of good. I don't know. It's a bit random, but I like it. So we have this animated color, and now I can animate between two colors, between the diffusion lightning and I can just make something like this here. Because I'm not setting the final color yet. Yeah, now we have a generic boring skull. Then we can go to this kind of skull. Fun, party going skull. Yeah, so now we can bring the surface back. We can also add the animation. I'm gonna just take the values out of here, so it's gonna animate from 0.75 to -1. Okay. Animate these settings. Animate progress. -1. And the mouse down. Gonna be. I'm not sure about the direction now, but let's try this. Okay, I removed the mouse method. I need to make it work again. So I think it's vice versa. So I need to set set the progress by default to something positive, 75, and then change places with these ones, 75 -1. Yeah, there we go. Maybe I can move camera a bit. Where's my camera? Well, it's not exactly the animation from that website, but I think it's cool enough, right? Now you get the idea how you can use it. Actually, instead of this diffusion lighting, I can use again the color, which is the Matcap color. I don't know, the colors are not fitting together, but it still looks cool. Does it? I don't know. I kind of like it. Maybe to make it a bit more beautiful, just move the surface, the cutting surface a bit back. We see the, okay, this looks even spookier. Something like that. And the original website is right here. Yeah, of course they are also turning the object, trying to look for the mouse, but otherwise it's the same thing. We did that. Oh, they actually have the surface fill in the eyes. It doesn't matter. And we have the same transition. I think I can also change the direction of the transition and make it, instead of subtracting z coordinate, I could subtract y coordinate. Now it's gonna go from the top, but because the skull is quite high, I would need the different kind of set of values, because I'm getting dependent here of the positions of my vertices. Alrighty, here we go. It was a simple one for today, but I like how it looks. I'm gonna experiment a bit with the colors, and then in a nutshell, this is what's happening. Just the skull moving backwards and forwards, progress being animated. Yeah, it could be also a fog, anything. Of course, also calculate your own fog, or you could, I don't know, you can even cut the object with some other object, which is might be not the plane, not a fog, but just some curve, some surface, you know. Could be anything. That's what I wanted to show you today. Hope you like that. Hope you're in a good mood. Hope you're healthy. I wish you to be happy and appreciate every day of your life. You never know which ones are happy and which ones are not, and when will it end. Does it sound too dramatic? Okay guys, I'm glad you've been with me. See you in future. Follow me on Twitter. You can also support me on Patreon if you like what I'm doing. Mostly all the announcements are on Twitter, so yeah. I'm looking forward to you showing me what you've done with this animation. Please put it in the comments. See you. Have a nice day, everybody.